What's up, Pooh? Love to everyone. And I give honor to my spirit guides. I'm so thankful to be here with you all. And before I begin, I have to first give honor to my brother Quasi, because it's true that without him, I would not be doing what I'm doing. I can honestly say, because as I was given this system that we practice, it was him that I consulted, and I would say, they told me this. And he would say, okay, well, that's because of this. And so I just want to salute his spirit and ask everyone to just show some appreciation to our brother who is born, and he was truly brought here at this time for us, to raise us up and to be that research person to show us the connection that we have with our ancient ancestors from ancient Kemet, and as they traveled throughout the land, the motherland, the connections that were there that are still there even as we travel here to North America. So Kajara Nia, I salute you and thank you. And I'm thankful again to be here to share and to speak about our great ancestors. And this is an auspicious time that we're in. We're in this time of shifting, a time of reawakening, a time of rebirth. And here we are on this spring day, which is also a time of rebirth. So it's all in divine order, even to the very point of the weather pattern clearing for us all to be able to make it, because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it here. And they told me last night, oh, you'll be there. And they showed me in my dreams just this beautiful bright light shining from us gathering here on this day. So I salute you all for coming and making this trip and bringing our energy together, because it's not a coincidence that we are here. Those of us who made it, we are here for the purpose of raising up our energy, raising our ancestors' energy, which is going to help shed a light over this city that's going to continue to spread, and wherever we come from is going to spread there and continue to shine. And that's exactly what this is all about. So I'm here to speak about our tradition, which comes from the ancestors known as the Fang people. And I must say, I'm a very ancient soul, and through my times, I've seen all of, I keep the line, I've seen Afurakani people in different ways, and I've been a part of different traditions, and I remember, I feel it, because when I see it again, it draws me, it pulls me, and some of you all know what I mean. You hear certain songs that Yoruba people sing, or even the Khan people, and you feel it, because it's in us. And that's what this coming together is about, for us to feel and remember. And so for us, the Fang people, we are ones who work with that energy, the energy that is known as the life force energy. They call it Ki, they call it Sekim, they call it Chi. There's many names for it. It's the force of energy that animates everything that is living. We all have it. We don't often think about it. We don't talk about it too much. And we definitely don't use it the way that we can, because we've forgotten how to use it. But we can tap into that energy and remember that we have that life force energy that is connected to the universal energy, which is in everything around us. And we can remember that when we are conscious of that energy, we can use it to move anything, to balance, to heal, to connect with that spiritual world, to share, teach. Everything moves through that energy. And they call it by different names, but for us, we're just going to call it the key at this time, to just keep it consistent for everyone. The Fang people were movers. They were not ones to make deals when it was time for deals to be made. The Fang people, they wanted to keep their energy pure. They wanted to keep their traditions pure. And if they came across ones who did not allow them to do that, they would just get up and go, pack up everything and move on to the next spot. And I, in my own life, have done this since I've been an adult, have moved from place to place, and I'm here for this time. And as I grew older, I realized that I would have a certain assignment in an area and be there until I completed that assignment, and then I would just have this feeling that it was time to go and pack up everything and, you know, move on to the next point, because I'm not willing to compromise on a lot of things. The Fang people were warrior spirits, and as I'm wearing this red, I have my sons with me, and we are warriors, which means that we will fight for what we believe in. Some people compromise. Some people want to make deals. Some people are like, no, there is no deal to be made. It's this, and we standing on this. And if it can't stand here, we'll fight for it. And if we can't win, we'll go somewhere else, because there are so many places for us to go. So that energy of the warrior is something that we carried, especially through the times that we were invaded by others and their energies. We had to fight to keep our energy pure. The Fang people also were known to be great healers. And in the times of the great invaders, or the invasions, there were many, many people who were killed. The energy became unbalanced in our villages. And then there were those who had to bring and keep that balance. There were those who remembered the keys from ancient Kemet, who passed them down through the lineages to help all of us continue to keep that energy, that warrior fighting energy, to keep the knowledge of the healing, the knowledge of the use of the power, the life force energy. All of those things had to be kept. And they could not be maintained when the Muslims came through and killed people, and others came through and just, you know, I don't want to say destroyed, but that's the word that's coming to me. But they basically destroyed so many of our people and so many of our cultures that we had to do drastic things in order to keep that culture, to keep those traditions. So for us, it was about maintaining the knowledge and the wisdom of the key, and maintaining that knowledge and that power to shift energy. We use our hands as tools of healing. We understand that the hands have powerful energy centers, and with those energy centers, we can project energy and we can receive energy. We understand that the life force flows through our blood and our breath, and so we have to keep ourselves on a certain vibration, keep our blood clear. We have to exercise and keep our breath clear to keep that power high, to be able to even project and use that life force energy. So there's layers upon layers of power that we can have, layers upon layers of life force that we tap into and use. And based on our own personal energy, we're able to use it in ways for healing, we're able to use it for fighting, we're able to use it for whatever we choose to use it for, actually. With the key and the life force, let's just take a moment and rub our hands together. When you feel heat in your hands, I want you to bring your hands to your heart and just still your mind and breathe very deeply, and just see if you can feel your own personal energy. And close your eyes and breathe, and just take a notice of your energy to see if it's feeling cool, see if it feels warm, and just tune into yourself. And breathe deeply. And we are going to tap into our own ancestral energy. And we already have invoked our ancestors, and they are here with us. And we want to feel that heat within us, that life force, that ki. Feel your own power. Feel your personal connection with your ancestors, because it works through your heart, through your soul, your spirit. And then breathe again very deeply. Now let's move our hands up to our heads, to the crown. Feel that energy at your crown. Feel your own life force energy. And feel that connection that we all have with each other here in this room. Feel the connection that we have with our ancestors. And breathe deeply and bring your hands now to your ears. And at this point, we're just going to chant Sekim. Sekim. Let's try that once more. Sekim. You feeling heat at your head? Does anybody feel a little heat? Feel a light?
A lot.
A lot of heat. All right, yes. One more time, say Kim. Now bring your hands to your heart again. And do you feel any change at your heart at this point? Does it feel any different than the first time you put your hands at your heart?
A little.
More heat.
More heat. And what did you say, young brother?
A little.
A little
Like
bit.
it's pumping harder.
Your heart is pumping harder. Yes. You should feel that. Raise that energy up within ourselves using our hands and that power of the chi or the ki. All right, so everyone can relax for a moment. I like to be interactive.
Beautiful.
All right. Dua. So now you got to feel your energy. And that is something that you can tap into at any time. And you can use that energy to raise your vibration. If you have something to do, you can use it to calm your vibration. If you are too excited and you need to relax, you have the power to balance yourself. You don't have to go running to the doctor for everything. You have to learn to tune in to your own power. And that is what our healing practice is about. Tuning in to our own power. Remembering that we have it within us. We have all the answers within us. There is no one who could tell us better for us than us. So we want to remember that. So again, working with that life force energy, it is infinite what we can do with it once we tap into it. I can't.
I'm sorry, I did have a question. I wanted to know what second to actually chant that. What do you actually?
Sekim means power. it is a Kemetic term for key. We use them interchangeably. It's very ancient, and as you can, when you hummed it, you could feel that vibration. You should feel it, in your upper aritu or chakras, and so it brings power when you chant it. No problem. All right, so with that Sekhem that we have, once we are aware of it, then we can use it to tap into and to work with anything. So like when you're in school and learning, you can use your Sekhem to help you with your tests, to help you with your memory, to help you even with your science projects. When you are grown and you have problems, when we talk about healing, we're not just talking about healing our physical bodies. We're also talking of healing our minds and our emotions or hearts and our spirits as well. And as we are in this society, there's a lot of unbalance all around us, and it makes us unbalanced. And a lot of times we don't even realize we're out of balance. We're just going through our days and moving along, and we seem to be moving along, but not really moving at our highest destiny or towards our highest destiny. Sometimes we just get caught up living a day-to-day life. Get up, go to work, come home, eat, go to bed, get up, go to work, and that is mundane. We're not actually tapping into our power, not actually tapping into that life force, and not able to do the things that we came back here to do. And at this time, all of us came back here for a specific purpose. We all came back here at this time to be a part of this shift that's happening on the planet. And this is a shift that was prophesied to happen. They already knew in ancient days that there would be a period of enslavement for us, but they also knew that that period would end, and then we would enter into another period of peace. And so we are promised to have 1,000 years of peace once we make it through this little time that we're in. But we all have to be on point in order to be a part of that, in order to bring it in. And that's why you might hear some people say that the white man's time is over, but it hasn't ended yet, because we all have not gotten to our divine purpose and realized and been able to manifest it yet. But it's happening now as we move through, and as we learn about that universal energy, and as we learn about our own personal power, we help them to bring in that energy of shift and that energy of 1,000 years of peace. So it's so important for us now to really work with our ancestors, to really understand our part. Where do we fit in? And then to move according to that, so that we can bring in that new time. We have to understand our own life force energy, so that we can release the things of the world that are blocking us. The brother was able to tap into his ancestral knowledge because that is his life. He doesn't tap into television or radio or other things that serve to distract us, because he was able to tap into his role and he just lives it. And that's what they're asking us to do. Tap into your role and live it. And don't worry about what everyone else is saying, or if they call you crazy, or if they don't understand it, because it's not for everybody to understand your part. It's for you to understand it and to live it. I know I'm moving all around here. They got me.
No, you're doing right what you're supposed to
But
do.
that is the message that they really wanted me to make sure to share with everyone, is that we all have our part to play, and we have to find it. I can't necessarily tell you your path. That's something that you have to find. And when you do, you have to live according to it. And when you understand your own life force energy, then you can live that role and that purpose without any distractions or, without others telling you, no, don't do it. Because most of us, when we take this step to live according to our traditions, our families, they don't support us.
Right.
They call us, they're usually the hardest ones on us. But the ancestors told me that they would send at least one person to every family to help elevate each family. So that's you. All of you who are here, you are the ones who answered that call. And just, be strong in that and know that it's okay. You laugh because you know, right? It's so true. I just come from my mother and my grandmother's house, and I was telling my children, they really think I am crazy. They don't understand my path. And my people are very spiritual, but they worship Jesus. And I went to church as a child, and I rejected that because I saw the pastor running behind women. I saw the Jehovah Witness with their "we think we right," and if you don't think we right, then you the devil.
Right.
These people say if you don't believe we right, then And then as a child, I was able to say, that seemed like a bunch of mess to me. I can't, I can't really say I'm going to go with that. And so, they think that I'm on the wrong path because I just won't accept Jesus. And I tell them time over, I do worship God. I believe there's a creator. I'm a good person, really. But still, they have that block there. And I had to just break away and just walk my path. And I'm just so thankful that I was able to do that, because I teach other people how to pray now, and not to Jesus, but to the great deities that are ours. So we have to just let that go and just be strong and just know that it's okay for us to do something different, because we came back here for that. Somebody had to elevate and liberate our families. And they said it would be at least one person per family. So salute yourself, because you are that one. And just continue to come together in these type of places where we can support each other, where we can all say, this is what we're doing, and it's okay for us to do this. And for us to, the other thing is that we have to stop living and being divided as a people. Those of us who are conscious, I hear a lot of people say negative things about the conscious community, and it's us who has to change that. We have to shift that reputation that has been put out there about the conscious community and begin to be more loving and stop being so petty and stop being so divided. Because when we look at our ancestors, they did fight in some places, but they worked together in all places. They always worked together. And it didn't matter if, you spoke a different language. If we had the same goal, we would work towards that goal. And we're in that time now where we have a goal of liberation. We have to get from up underneath this racist system. We're not going to do it if we're over here, the 5% is here, Muslims here. That's how they're keeping us divided. So we have to break all of those walls and titles. And I just like to say, righteous. If you're a righteous person, I can work with you. If you're not righteous, we ain't going to be able to work together, because you don't know how to, I can't trust you for one thing. But righteous people can work together, and we really have to bring that energy together, because that is our power, is unity at this point. And getting back to
take your time.
The key, they do want me to make sure that everyone is fully understanding that concept of ki or chi, and it is is energy, and within our bodies we have energy. It's lined up against our spines, these great energy centers. They call them energy wheels, chakras, or aritu. These people in this society have found a way to manipulate our energy on every level. Let me say that one more time. They are affecting our energy on every level. The things that we eat, the water, the air, the clothes that we're wearing, the things that we're taking in through our senses are being affected. They've got us. They have got that plan so tight that we have to consciously now counteract it. We have to consciously break those chains, those links that they have upon our psyches and our energetic fields, and clear it. And there are many ways that we can clear it, but we have to be conscious about doing it. We can clear it with our hands. We can clear it with the crystals. We can clear it with essential oils. We can clear it with proper eating. Can clear your energy if you just not eat the meat, because the meat is full of chemicals. It's not even, when we first started eating meat, it was because we were making offerings, and then the meat would be shared among the people. That's how it began, and then people just started consuming it more and more and more, and not even making an offering with it. So you see, the energy of it has shifted totally. And those kind of things are keeping us down. They're blocking us. They're keeping our bodies in a certain vibration that we have to break out of. So there's also the chanting, the praying, the meditation, the breathing. Every time you chant a positive word, even if it's just love, if you say love, 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 love 100 times a day, you're going to have this force field of love around you. And everywhere you go, people will feel it. You'll just radiate love. And it's the same with those songs they play on the radio. I remember, I tell my children, I remember the time before everybody called each other nigger. It was one song by Jay-Z that had that word in it. I don't remember the name, but y'all probably know it. And after that song came out, it was little 2-year-old children saying nigga. Those are the same children who are in their 20s now, and they use it, every day, like it's a part of their language. Before that, we rarely called each other nigga. Y'all elders remember. It was that one song because he had them chanting it over and over and over. That's how powerful words are. So we have to use the words and flip that energy to bring our own power back. Comes to breathing. All of us are used to breathing in this shallow breath because that's how we breathe on a regular basis. But we have to take time every day to stop and do some conscious breathing. Just breathe deeply. Fill your lungs, your abdomen with fresh air. Go outside and do it if you can, because that oxygen helps our brain to function properly. And if we just have this shallow breath over and over and over, we're not getting enough clarity to our brain, so we can't think properly. We have to meditate to tap into and build up our ki and our sekhem. Meditation. Meditation is that practice of clearing the mind and stilling the mind. Here in this society, it's everything coming at us. You drive down the street, signs flashing, sirens. We have work, we got school, we got this, and our minds are just going. Most people don't take time to just be quiet and let the mind rest and tune in and let the spirit guides talk. That's an important part of building up our chi, our ki. Still in the mind. Just clear it of all that clutter sometimes. You have to take time to do that. Chanting, and then of course the chanting is related to the prayer. which praying certain words, because words have a vibration, which I was saying, and those words vibrate a certain way, and our ancestors wrote certain prayers, or they said certain prayers over and over and over and over. And when we say the same words that our ancestors said thousands of years ago, it builds up our ki, it builds our power, our spiritual power, ashe. So prayer is also very strong. We have singing that we can do, taking the chant from just a talk to adding a melody in it. So when we say Sekim, but if we say Sekim, it's a whole different vibration. And that too helps to build our chi. Even if we're chanting Ak, let's try that. Everybody just breathe out and breathe in. And we're going to chant Ak. All right, and this time we're gonna sing it, and you sing that Ak any way that you feel to sing it, okay? Sing that Ak. Breathe out and breathe in. You feel that difference? It feels like a bubble raised in the energy. That's how I experience it. So that's another thing that you can do. And then there's also the exercise, the moving of the body. Because remember, I tell you, the Sekim, the ki, it flows through the blood and the breath. So our bodies are tools as well. And that's why on the walls of the pyramids, there were so many different postures left there for us to see how we can move, and this way, and all of these different things we can do. Because as we move our bodies, we have the opportunity to move that energy. And so it's very important that we do that. We have to dance. Yoga is also very good. Walking, or, I'm not much into sports and playing ball games, but other things that you can do to move your body, it helps to build that ki, that chi. They have even Qigong and Tai Chi, which are two practices that specialize in building the chi. That you can watch videos on YouTube now and get the whole practice. But that is another thing that is very important that our ancestors would do. They moved a lot. They didn't just go to work and sit all day, sit in the cars all day. We do a lot of that sitting, and that makes our energy stagnant. It gets stagnant here, gets stagnant here by the way we sit. And that's why people end up having to have knee operations when they get older and stuff like that, because the energy, it just gets there. It just doesn't flow. We're not moving enough. So all of these things have to move and build our chi. And is it another question? Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, good, thanks. All right, so the other thing is using our hands and being conscious of the energy that we have in our hands. Certain people, they teach us to shake hands with people. Our ancestors, when they greet, they hug and touch and feel energy like that. We want to be very cautious of what we're touching, who we're touching, because you exchange energy in a handshake. And some energy you want, some energy you don't want. But that is another thing they want me to share with you all, to just remember that. Your hands, you can give energy and you can receive energy through your hands. Usually we're projecting it this way. Oftentimes you see us project energy this way. We greet each other this way. They call this the dua pose, with the left foot and the left hand extended to stomp out the negativity. We also use our hands this way, which is a way that we receive energy directly from each other. So a lot of times in our healing work, we'll do this to each other to receive it as it's being projected out. We can also give and receive energy to our altar spaces. We can give and receive energy to the sun, the moon, the stars, the water, the trees, and absorb the energy of all of those parts, because it's all a part of Neteru, the creator, all a part of nature, and all a part of us. We have that power, that energy within us. The sun, here we have our own personal sun. We have moon energy within us. Everything that is on the earth is within us as well. And that is another part of that connection, that universal life force energy that we were once aware of. Yes.
Yeah, what was that first one that you did with the left hand? Is that keeping negative energy away from you?
This one.
Okay, that keeps it away from
It
you?
stops out the negativity when you're projecting or receiving it.
Mm-hmm.
It allows it to only be positive energy that is channeled or received.
So, just give it an example of how that would happen, like somebody's negative coming towards you, or how this...
Yeah, you can.
So you would just do it like that?
You can,
Just
like
stop.
back up off of me. And also, like we chanted up, we can send out off energy. Or like, if you're in a situation at work or whatever, and somebody's coming at you, you just put that left foot out. That's gonna stop them.
The sun energy would be like the solar plex?
Yes.
Where would the moon be? Is it here?
At the womb.
At the womb.
Base.
Oh,
Hmm. The entrance point. The moon is the feminine
right.
power, and we experience it at our base point because everyone comes through that point. Yes.
Saying the chanting and the singing that you were projecting that comes in the energy. Would that be like the same energy that would be like reflected in this is the soul music that you listen to, like from the Anita Bakers, the Shaka Khan's, when you feel like a healing when you listen to their music, when you're going through something and you hear that soulful kind of heals you, is that kind of like reflective? It kind of has like the same connection?
Definitely. That is, you can feel it in those certain songs, and you can tell what kind of energy is coming by how it makes you feel. So like the Earth, Wind, and Fire songs. When you listen to those songs, if you are sensitive to energy, you can feel that energy with all of them songs. When the brother made his transition, I went back and listened to them, and some of them you could feel the energy rise. It was certain chants that they did that actually worked to raise your vibration. So yes, even in and I think that's why music is so important to us. It's because we can feel it. Those of us who have that soul, that melanin power allows us to feel it in a certain way. And then when we hear some music that's not in balance, I know for me, I tell my children all the time, they try to play that Future or something like that. And I'm like, it sounds like when someone rubs their fingernails on the chalkboard. Some of that music is so out of balance. Whew, you just can't, if you listen to it too long, it's going to throw you off of balance. And then if you listen to something good, you can't even feel it because your energy is off from listening to stuff like that. So yeah, the music is very important to us. That's why they wanted us to mention it, because it makes a big difference. And once we shift it, we shift. We could truly shift. And I could say honestly, when they turn it on in my house, I feel it instantly. And I'm like, please turn that off. Oh, I remember when Lil Wayne came out, my oldest son, I would be like, that got to go. You got to take that outside because it's going to mess up the vibration in the whole house just from, playing it. So, yes. Does anyone else have any questions? Yes.
Ra Sekhi, practice.
Definitely. So our healing practice is one that is devoted to sharing how to master, how to work with and balance your energy, and also how to master your energy. So the things that I mentioned, a lot of things that I mentioned, we do share in our practice. And it is a practice that was given to me divinely. I was facilitating sacred women's circles for a few years and just constantly praying, meditating, breathing. I fasted for like 2 years straight, it seems. And I was able to raise my vibration to a place to where I actually would hear ancestors talking to me since I was in my 20s. But after going through a period of cleansing and purification, I began to hear the deities speak to me. And it was Kemet directly who said, you have to teach energy healing to our people and restore it to its original state. So the practice of Reiki had already come out, and the Asians are practicing that Reiki using the universal energy, but they told me that is a practice that comes from ancient Kemet, just like all the arts and sciences came from ancient Kemet. So then they began to show me, they would say like, go look at this. And then I look there, and then there's all of this information to confirm what they're telling me. Or I would call my brother and say, they told me that this and this. And he would say, yeah, because and then this and this and this. And then I would say, okay. So it came through that way. And Kemet basically said that the more people who know about her and call on her energy, more of our people who call on her energy, the quicker that we will see some positive changes in our community. And she said that it's so important for us to learn about energy and our own energy and how to use it. So in Ra Sekhi, that's what we talk about. That's what we teach. We talk first, the foundation is on Ma'at. So we talk first about Ma'at, because when it comes to healing ourselves, we have to heal our culture. And Ma'at is the foundation of our culture, because those laws teach us how we're supposed to live and behave. So we start with the laws of Ma'at. We talk about dietary practices. We talk about the palm healing, breathing, meditating. We talk about healing with colors, because colors have an energetic vibration. We talk about healing with sound. We already talked about the sounds and how important they are and how they affect us. We also deal with the crystals. We deal with, probably I'm leaving some, spirit guides and ancestors, because they want us to know how important it is for us to connect with our ancestors and with our own spirit guides, who are usually deities, Neteru, Orishas, and Kisi, Abosom. We might have a combination of both. A lot of us here in America are mixed. We got Yoruba, we got Akan, we got, so many things going on. And we have the ability to tap into all of those energies because they're in us, they're part of us. And so with Ra Sekhi, that's what we are about, teaching us how to use our energy. We start off as young as, I say, 12 or 13, and just reprogramming ourselves to be more conscious of our energy and using it to heal. So we actually can use energy and our power of focus, our power to concentrate, and all the other things, the color, sounds, and everything, to heal our bodies. For those of us who have mental issues, we could definitely work through those with the energy healing, even physical issues, because any physical disease is actually at its last stage. So like a disease begins usually in the mind or heart, and it's like some unresolved issue. So if you have a trauma in your life, most people's reaction is to just act like it didn't happen, because we have to get up and go to work tomorrow. We don't really have time to deal with it. And it gets pushed back to the back of our head, or it gets pushed down into our heart, or it might get pushed down into our reproductive organs. If we don't deal with it over a period of time, it becomes a tumor, a cyst, or a pain of some sort. And when you get the pain, then that's your body's way of saying, hey, I need some attention over here. Can I get you to, do something about this? But if we just deal with the physical symptom, fibroid tumors is an example. You get the tumors from bad relationships, you don't deal with them, it becomes tumors. You go to the doctor, he say, I could cut it out, no problem. You get it cut out, 2 years later, you get tumors again. Because you did not deal with the mental issues, you didn't deal with the emotional issues, you didn't deal with the spiritual issues. So in our practice, we address those issues first, and then they affect the physical issue. So we have to learn how to balance our spirits, we have to learn how to balance our minds, our hearts, and all of those things bring harmony to our bodies, and then the fibroids just dissipate and disappear. That's the way that we like to look at it. So, yeah, yes.
What is it, Ra Sekhi?
It's Ra Sekhi.
And what exactly does it mean?
Ra Sekhi is the spirit and power, or using the spirit and power of Ra, the universal life force. Ra is what we call the energy from the sun, not the sun itself, but what we feel from the sun. And Ra is that creative force.
And
right?
Sekhi? It's not
The Sekhi comes from the Sekim and the Ki, which is like power.
So Sek is like from Sekert, or it's like from the goddess with the lion's head?
Sekhmet.
So that's the Sek part?
Yes.
What's the other part of it?
The Ki.
The Sekhim.
Right. The Sekhim is the word for power. Sekhmet is she who is powerful. Sek is the power. The Ki is the life force. So the universal power and the life force. The Ra, the universal power. The Sek is the power. The Ki is the life force energy.
So isn't that a radiance of Ra?
The radiance of Ra is another. It's many ways.
It's the second part. Sekhi,
yes.
The Kim part.
You could definitely say it that way. Yes.
How might one avail themselves of your services? Where are you located? Do you travel?
I do travel. I'm in North Carolina, but I've been teaching Ra Sekhi for 9 years, and we have students and practitioners in most major cities in the country. So we do have some here, here in this area. We do have ones in the Bronx.
Upstate New York.
Upstate New York.
Right
I would have
Canada.
to check
Rochester.
my calendar. Now we got some in Toronto.
Okay.
If you're willing to go to Toronto, I could link you with our sister there. And I would have to just check about upstate New York. But I know we have a few people in New York, the Bronx and Brooklyn. Yes. Yes.
So as you started it off, you gave some folks gave an outward critique of the conscious movement, and we're all about peace and love and hugging trees and all that sort of stuff. So some folks feel we're not built to fight, we're not ready to fight because we're only just talking about peace and love and all that sort of stuff. One great thing I love about AKYISAN is that he talks about Imara Chi, and he talks about deities of divine hate, stuff like that. So the question is, within your Ra Sekhi program, is there elements to bring up that warrior fighting energy?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. Yeah, well, that's, we are connected for a reason. Our whole practice comes from my connection with the goddess Sekhmet. Sekhmet is known as the destroyer of evil.
Absolutely.
And that is evil in all the forms that it comes. So within us is toxins, it could be ignorance, racism is evil. And so yes, we definitely are not just sitting around peace and love all the time, because this is not the time for us to be in that place. We do have to fight. And there's different levels of fighting, So yeah, but we definitely realize that it's not just having peace, we talk about peace, we greet each other in peace. That's what hetep means. That's what shalom means. That's what salam means. It's all about greeting each other in peace. But we have to have peace of mind in order to operate, function properly. But this is not a peaceful time that we're in. We're in a war time. And we have to be conscious of that as well, and not be foolish to think that it could just be all about love when they are killing our children in the street.
Okay.
Any other questions?
If you are in your place of work or just out there and people rub shoulders with you and you're just around people you don't need to be around, how can you clear that from you before you do it once you get home, but how can you do it where you're at?
I'll show you right now. We could do what we call an aura sweeping. So rub your hands together again. We're going to use our hands like a magnet. We're going to start at the top of our heads and then sweep down the front of your body all the way down to the floor and throw that stuff out the window. Throw it over their heads if you can. Don't throw it at anybody. Sweep down the back of your body. All the way down the back. Throw that out. Get under your arms. Get under your feet. Throw it out. Shake it out. Sweep, sweep, sweep. If you do it like 3 times, usually you'll clear after that. You can always add some Florida water to your hands, or frankincense oil, or rose oil, or something like that to just give a little bit more power. But that is the whole point, for us to realize we don't really need anything. We have it all. We just have to believe it and use it and tap into it. Do I? Yes.
Is there a type of jewelry, metal, stones that are recommended for doing hand energy, or that are not recommended for hand energy?
I would say everything natural has power. So as long as it's not plastic, it can be helpful. Of course, we melanated beings, we resonate very well with copper because we have copper. That's why our skin looks coppery. We have copper within us. So it works very well for us to wear and use copper. Gold is the most powerful of all. That's why they took it from us. And that's why the kings would wear so much gold, because it's very powerful. It's the sun power. It's like the sun in a metal, pure gold. So that's another one that I would say is really powerful. Silver as well is very powerful. And then working with the crystals. All of us should know about those crystals because they're giving us energy to help balance out. See, they got the microwaves, they got the computer waves. So much negative energy is being bombarded at us like all the time. We don't even realize it because we're used to it. But when we wear crystals, it helps to balance that energy out. So we should all have at least one clear crystal and one black stone that we wear. We don't have to wear it on us. You can wear it in your pocket, but it will help to keep you balanced and to help neutralize some of those negative waves that are coming at us. Yes.
Is silver too, like how the sun would be likened to gold, would silver be like to the moon?
Exactly. Yes.
Is there a significance within creating the African American Museum out of a pagoda house? Because a pagoda house is supposed to be a house for spirits. So I'm wondering if there's significance, that's why they made it in that style.
Well, that's another thing that I did not mention is symbols. Symbols have power. Shapes, geometric shapes, they all have different energetic patterns. So yes, it is. It does make a difference. The shape of the building, the material that it's made of, all of those things make a difference. Yes. And so yeah, it would be powerful to do it, in a higher vibration. That's why the pyramid houses, just having a pyramid in your home can help elevate the energy of your home, even if it's just a little pyramid, because the energy that radiates from a pyramid is powerful. Same thing with the Ankh. You should have an Ankh in your home, at least one, because the energy that comes from it is so powerful. We can't even put into words how everything that the Ankh is, truly. Any other questions?
How do you use the stones to heal?
We use them mostly by touch, but because they also radiate energy, just having them in the environment is healing. So wearing them is good, but you get the most benefit when you actually hold it, and your body is able to absorb the energy from it when it's on your skin. If you have a little sweat mixed in, that is even better. It just elevates the energy even more and allows your body to absorb it, internalize it. Yes?
Charging it. Putting it in the sun is a good way to charge it as well? Or
Yes, you can charge anything in the sun. Believe it. So the sun is powerful, the moon is powerful, all of the elements now. Our ancestors would work with all of the elements for different things, so it just depends on what you want to do. But you could charge anything in the sun and it will get charged.
Can you give me a little clarity on the power of the moon when it comes to the woman?
Okay, the moon is that in ancient times they would track time either from the sun or the moon or the combination of both, because the moon's cycle moves like a woman's cycle. They attribute the moon to having that feminine power. So when you are balanced as a woman, then your menstrual cycle should be 28 days, which is the exact same amount of time as a cycle from the moon, from the new moon to the next new moon is 28 days. So that right there is the main connection that we have. But also the moon is affiliated or associated with feminine deities, Aset, Nia Yaa, and those ones who are known as the great mothers. So whereas we see the sun, and in ancient Kemet, all the elements had that duality. But I guess over time, and then just because the sun is more active, we see it as more masculine. The sun being coming in the dark time or in the night is having that feminine power, because that is part of that duality. So masculine energy is seen as expansive, light. Feminine power is seen as contractive and dark. And so it's that aspect as well. But definitely you want to look up that connection with the great mothers, because that is very important to us as women right now, because ever since we've been under the rule of the Yorugu, it's been a male-dominated society, and the feminine power has been kind of like pushed down or pushed to the back. But that's a part of the shift that we're in, is that the feminine power is now reawakening, and it's reawakening within all of us, but also all over the planet as well. And so you might have heard people saying some of the new planets that were found have this feminine power, and it's really just that bringing that balance back to the planet and bringing the woman back to her place, her rightful place. Yes. Any other questions?
On that same topic, I heard you say like you're both on the time where basically the sun, male and female, represented by both, right?
Right. And they still do.
Still do, yeah.
Yes, it's just our ancestors' science it works on many levels, and so one word from ancient Kemet has many meanings, you know, so it's just a matter of levels.
And
I would say.
applications.
Yes, yes. All right. Any more questions? All right. Well, I do have books. I have actually written 3 books of Ra Sekhi. Level 1 is the book that shares information on self-healing. And we also have Ra Sekhi Level 2, Kemetic Reiki. We call the full thing is Ra Sekhi Kemetic Reiki. So level 1 focuses on the self. Level 2 focuses on those who want to help heal others and practice Reiki on others. We also have a level 3, which I don't have, which is the teacher level for those who want to teach. And but we also have a few recipe books. We have another book called Speaking with Spirit, that is a book of prayers from ancient Kemet to West Africa, and prayers from right here in America as well. We have 2 children's books. One is Light as a Feather, the 42 Laws of My Eye for Children. And I get energy from the sun, because we want to teach our children when they're young about energy. We want to teach them about Ma'at. And all of our books I have here, except for that level 3 book. And they're also available online. And I have some cards here. If anyone would like one, you can definitely come and see me. I believe my time is up. And I thank you all so much. I'm